So electric field intensity are due to the field lines. So what is this field lines? If you see there is a plus charge, if there is a plus charge, then the plus charge will attract the negative charge from the particles nearby. In this picture, you can see at the center we have a plus charge. When the plus charge is there, it attracts all the negative charges towards it. So this is by field lines. The attraction lines are called field lines. So the field lines even travel for the shorter distance and longer distance. That depends on the availability of the charges. So these are called electric field lines. So this is an interesting picture. You can see it is like a 3D view of field lines from a plus charge. And when you are smaller now, you can see when you put a small thermocol papers, it goes and attract towards the animals or furs, or animals having so much of furs, or when you have a fur cloth, the thermocol papers will go and attract towards the fur cloth. Mainly when you rub the cat skin, or when you rub the fur cloth, and when you give the thermocol sheets, go and attract towards that fur cloth or any fur materials. So that is due to the attraction of plus and minus charges, and this is moving towards the force between a plus and minus charge. So electric charges exist all around us. They can cause the object to repel from each other or to attract to each other. So this is a very simple experiments what we have seen in our childhood. The small papers attract towards the comb. When the comb is rubbed with a material, when it's rubbed with a cotton material, or when it's combed, it has a little oil, then it will attract the small pieces. So there are some interesting videos. These two videos you could check it. That is about the how this attraction happens between the particles. I will give this link in your comment box. And when you say electrostatic field is a science that related to the electric charge which are static or at rest. So you know very well current happens due to the movement of electrons. So when there is an electron is passing, or when there is a flow of electron, then current is there. When there is a no flow, when the electric charge is at rest, when there is no potential or something, charges are at rest, then it is called as electrostatic field. So electric charges which are static or at rest, then the study is called as electrostatic study. An electric field which produces a stationary electric charge does not varies with respect to time. So that is what is very interesting here. Static electric field is time invariant. Okay, so the study of such time invariant electric field in space, vacuum produced by various type of static charge distribution is called electrostatics. So remember what is electrostatic is a very important 2 mark questions sometime asked. Okay, and this is what Coulomb's law, what you have studied in your 12th. The same thing we are repeating here, but what you studied in your 12th is without vector. Now we are going to study with vector. Statement of Coulomb's law. The Coulomb's law states that the force between 2 point charges Q1 and Q2, first point is act along the line joining the 2 point charges, is directly proportional to the product of Q1 and Q2 of the two charges is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, there are 3 points. So distance acting along the line joining the 2 points. So that is giving the vector. It's directly proportional to Q1, Q2. So proportional to Q1, Q2. Inversely proportional to square of the distance between some. So inversely proportional to R square. So then we will get this equation. Now, we have a constant here. Why we need a constant? The proportionality sign is replaced by a constant So you will get F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. So K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. What is this epsilon? Epsilon is permittivity of the medium. Epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon R. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space or vacuum. Epsilon R is the relative permittivity. Epsilon is the absolute permittivity. Okay. So normally force we are calculating in free space or vacuum. So I am using epsilon naught. In case in your question, if a medium is specified, then you have to take into the account the epsilon R. And that formula will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Normally it is the vacuum or free space is considered in electric field or Coulomb's law. That's why I have given the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. In case it is any medium is specified, then you have to write 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay. Generally, when you write this is equation without what? Vector. Actually, this is only that gives only the magnitude. So, with respect to vector, we have to write AR vector. Okay. So, here you will get AR vector. So, remember when what you studied in your fourth is F is equal to Q1 Q2 4 pi epsilon naught by R square. But actually here, in here what you are going to study is we will add an extra term AR vector. Okay. So, what is this AR vector? Is a unit vector of direction along the line joining the two charges. Okay. And epsilon naught value is a constant. So, the epsilon naught value is 1 by 36 pi into 10 power minus 7, that is equal to 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Else, K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. When I substitute the value of epsilon naught here, I will get 9 into 10 power 9 meters per farad. So, normally we go with 9 into 10 power 9 meters per farad in problem. In case epsilon naught alone value is used, you will go for 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Now, what is this R and how will be the force of attraction or repulsion? It is similar to magnet when north and north will repel, south and south will repel, north and south will attract, south and north will attract. Same thing here. Plus and minus will attract, plus and plus will repel, minus and minus will repel. So here I have two minus charges, so it will start to repel, go away from each other. So when Q1 goes away, we name that force as F12. When Q2 goes away, we name that force as F21. From which point we are calculating, that comes at first. Due to which point we are going to, with respect to what we are going to calculate, that comes at the second. So F21. Okay. And this will be your direction of propagation. This will be the direction of propagation given by AR vector. Okay. So now it is minus minus. In case plus and minus, same is the attractive phase. Minus minus repulsive means plus and minus will be attractive. Similar, the force, everything will remain the same. So vector form of Coulomb's law, as I told, there will be AR vector. So for an example, we are considering two charges Q1 and Q2 placed at a distance of R12. So the direction is A12. So from 1 to 2, the direction is taken as A12. After that, force with respect to Q1 is F1. The force with respect to Q2 is F2. The distance from the origin from the force Q1 and Q2 is R1 and R2. Okay. A12, as I told, is a unit vector along AR2. To calculate the unit vector, we have to divide by its magnitude. Since unit vector gives alone the direction, we will divide by the magnitude. So, R12 will be equal to R2 minus R1 divided by magnitude of R2 minus R1. The formula for force in vector form will be F vector is equal to Q1, Q2, 4 pi epsilon naught R12 square into A12. So, this is what is the equation you have to write along with the Coulomb's law. Okay, remember we have to write with vector. So this is F2. So we are calculating with respect to charge 2. So at that time it will be R12 divided R12 angle will be A12. If I calculate F1, the distance will be reverse. R21 and unit vector will be A21. So this, remember, this is what very important in doing the problems. F2 it is 1 to 2. When the force is F1 it is from 2 to 1. Okay. So what will be the relation between F1 and F2? F1 is equal to minus F2. Okay. Next one is the same Coulomb's law obeys the principles of superposition. What is superposition? The total force will be equal to the sum of all individual forces. That is superposition. So now, if there are many charges, I am calculating with respect to one charge, that charge will be affected by many forces due to many charges. So total force will be equal to the charge due to each and every individual force. So how? The total force F will be equal to, with respect to Q. So with respect to Q, the total force will be equal to due to Q1, due to Q2, due to Q3, due to Q4, due to Q5, due to Q6, due to Q7 and due to Q8. Here we are taking 8. If it is n, due to n number of charges, this cube will have its own individual forces. So we are calculating all individual forces. So we will have numerous number of forces. So when you substitute the formula and simplify, all will have q by 4 pi epsilon naught common. So I had taken it outside. Each and every individual one will have q1 by r12, r21, r13, 14, everything. So 1q square into unit vector. I have written the unit vector in expanded form. Else you can write a I r vector. Sorry, a I q vector. So this is the principles of superposition theorem.